All right, we are here with the very first episode of The Boost, and I couldn't be happier to be here with Erica Kesse. Erica, how are you?
I am absolutely amazing. Thank you for asking. And how are you?
Fantastic. Oh, I'm doing well. I'm really excited to talk with you, like genuinely excited. And since this is the first one, also a little nervous. And if I were you, I would be thinking, wow, he should have prepared more. But you don't know that until I just admit it.
Well, that's not something that we're going to worry about. We're just going to keep our mind, spend time together, and enjoy ourselves, and then everyone else will enjoy listening.
That's right. That's right. I actually am stoked about it because we do have a list of some preset questions and ideas and themes, and also I just want to leave it open for where things go. So take it where you want to go. That's really what it is. Is I don't want to overbake this thing. I want to leave some space. So to start out, as we're going to do in every episode, we're going to do the virtual hug and the shameless plug. So what that is the virtual hug is tell us somebody you're grateful for.
And I would have to say I am grateful for a Kyrie Calloway, and she calls herself Chris. And because that's my daughter, and she is very independent and very much, uh, I can tell all the work that I've done to help instill an amazing person that will be a radical movement in the world as we move forward. She's very in touch with her emotional intelligence and is able to share her story about the things that's happened to her, and of course has been able to allow older people and younger people to want to also share theirs. And that's what mental health is about, being able to not have shame and to go and address the things that are hiding in your closet.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to meet Chris or Kyrie last year, and it was so good because, we were planning the mental health marketing conference and wanted to do a panel on child and youth mental health and mental illness. And I was riffing about that with somebody on LinkedIn, and he said, well, it's a nice panel, but where are the kids? And so that was very last minute. And then Chris and you stepped up to do an interview where you told Chris's story and your relationship with each other. And it was just a beautiful way to set the table.
Yes, very, very proud of her. And she's ready. She's ready to share because she understands that people just need that. And she's had some opportunities since then to share, and she wants to speak on it about it even more. So, if anybody wants to just hear an amazing story um, of a person that has been able to transmute what happened to them in being sexually abused into being such a radical force. You just have to be around her and experience her. Then please reach out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Young person, old soul. Is that a one characteristic that's fair to say? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She blew me
And I
away.
understand also because I've been one myself. I think I'm just now I'm catching up to myself. And so she's like, she says she's about 76 years old, and so we go toe to toe here together.
That's beautiful. Well, maybe we can get her some more speaking bookings. And if you need a testimonial, yeah, I will sing Chris's praises for sure. Yeah, I'm all about that. Call me after you call Erica and
Thank you so
Chris.
much.
Well, that was kind of a virtual hug and shameless plug, but talk about what you're doing with work these days. You're just a natural.
What am I doing? Speaking about that, I really am transitioning even more out of counseling. Right now, I work with BetterHelp and do some individual counseling. And that is like the thing that keeps things stable for me because through having the clients come to me through BetterHelp, but I'm transitioning more and more into coaching and consulting. I see that is a place for me to go in order to be even more successful and to reach more people. Um, I know that lots of people are not, as we know, there's a stigma associated with mental health, even though we've done such great things. And, I've been at talking about it and shining a light on it for so long, especially um, in my community, in the Black community, and also in other communities of people of color. Yet, people are more interested or will be more interested in using counselors as coaches. So, the shameless plug for me is I am creating, and well, no, I have a preliminary escape strategy for counselors and for other people who want to escape corporate. And that's the name of the program, Escape Corporate. And I do an escape strategy with you. That's a consultation. And I also coach you through the process of starting your own coaching practice or going to wherever you want to go out of where you don't want to be.
Mm. Oh, that's news to me. That's fabulous.
It is
Congratulations.
news. I've been working on it. It's been kind of behind the scenes a bit, but I'm really cultivating this. I am very proud of it. I just noticed that's what I do with most of my clients, even my counseling clients. I'm always getting them to move from this place of conflict to where they want to
Mm.
be. And usually it's environmental, it's the people around them, it's also their belief system, and helping them to see that they have strength. They can be empowered to make a movement.
Mm. Okay. Well, thank you for doing the like dropping it right on my show here. That's really nice to have like the late breaking news. So you said there's something about that that's going to help your growth too and reach more people. And not everybody needs the very highest level of, you know, mental illness care, for example. And then there's mental health and there's counseling and there's therapy and there's coaching. And all of those things are hand in hand or across some spectrum, perhaps we could say. But what is it about coaching that is it more? Does it feel safer or more accessible for people, or what do you what trail are you leading that you're following here?
Yes. Okay. So, everybody knows about, even before coaching became a thing that people
Hmm.
use for life, and there's all kinds of coaches out here. Um, there was the coach for a team, and people are accustomed to being coached by a
Yeah.
person that will get them to win. So that idea, people understand that that's what a coach does. With mental health, the history of it and how it even came about as to why we have it is basically um, husbands, since they're sent their wives to talk about the issues that they don't want to listen to someone, and they talk with them, and really nothing was it helped them feel better about staying in the situation that they were in.
Hmm. Hmm.
Coaching is about action. Coaching is about where are we going to go? What's the vision? What's the movement? And getting to the win instead
Hmm.
of settling for what's already present in your life.
Okay. Okay. So that taps into the competitive nature of some of our culture and the winner mentality. And then there's a nice change management bridge. And I've used a similar, not quite as eloquent example of coaching. And you look at the top athletes in the world, and now they have mindset coaches, but they certainly have speed coaches and nutrition coaches and sleep coaches and a masseuse and all the things that go into caring for your body. And it's similar with coaching, which um, is process and progress oriented. It sounds like it's, you know, where do you want to go? How do you want to escape? And I think that's a big word, escape. the corporate life,
Yes.
there's probably like people running for the doors and you see them and you want to help them. So, I mean, I think I've never met a, a therapist or a counselor that doesn't have, good intentions, for the most part for helping people in need. And that's what you're doing. So you're identifying this niche. So
Yes.
yeah, go
And the
ahead.
escape piece, the escape piece is it takes a lot of effort. So there are stages of change
Yes.
before you even get to action. So it's a lot of effort. That means it's an escape. You're going to have to takes it's that's the reason why I said that word. I need people to understand that
Mm,
they feel stuck and only you can get yourself unstuck, and you're going to have to just create a plan and escape, and that's the way that you're going to be able to make it. And no other people are not going to know understand it. You're going to have to leave some people. It's going to maybe
mm,
be at the in the night. It's going to be, it has to be that
yeah.
radical to
Yeah.
actually do it and stay there.
Yeah. I've been reading this book by Thomas Insel called Healing, and he references JFK's sort of Camelot vision for, of course, getting the space race and all of that, but really for the mental health care that we could provide our country, and politics aside, I think there's a visual there of simply the physics of launching a rocket into outer space. And what do you see? You see a tremendous amount of what we would call waste with this exhaust. And every machine creates waste. So people around you are looking at you like, well, he's wasting his time, or, sure, burning a lot of energy there, gal, or whatever, however they talk to you when they're kind of slightly insulting you, but still supporting you. and, and you have to overcome the drag, you have to overcome the resistance, and that takes effort. And then later on, once you're getting coached by Erica, then you hit the stratosphere, and then you can overcome the drag and you can find lift. So that's a picture, a clumsy picture of what you're working on for people, as and why they have to escape velocity.
Yes, yes, exactly. I love
So,
how you describe things, Steve.
well, I appreciate that. That's my virtual hug, is I appreciate you telling me that I have pretty words. Um, so is there a bigger theme or a bigger trend of the therapist entrepreneur, or the therapist with a side hustle? It's certainly that way just generally with corporate world. I mean, tons of people have a side hustle, and or that is just a collection of hustles that they're doing these days. So do you see something that's growing in the therapist, counselor, provider, clinician community?
I do, and I'm happy to see it because I felt alone for a long time. Um, so I am the Nashville Startup Grind Director, which is an international national organization that educates, supports, and highlight entrepreneurs and startup organizations. And I wanted to I was excited about signing on for this because I do consider myself an entrepreneur with the entrepreneurial spirit and ready to create new things and figure out how to innovate in some kind of way to reach more people, because I was just trying to figure out, how do I reach more people in the mental health space? What are the words? What is a methodology? How can I do it? Which is why I created Try On Therapy, because I was like, okay, how about we say we're just going to try it on? Let's give it a try. 15 minutes, immersive learning experience. But the space of entrepreneurship, I believe it is unfolding because people are seeing other counselors do it and be successful at it, and even more successful as an entrepreneur than as a counselor. It is, a lot of people don't know. If you look up the amount of money that the average counselor makes, it's not it's not enough. It's just not enough, especially for a family. And
What is
I
that,
believe,
50, 55, or something like that?
yes, but it was when I got out of school, it was only 40. And I went into school to be a counselor to get that master's degree, and I was already making 40.
Mm.
So imagine how imagine how I felt coming out of it. Like I could have stayed, but but I really wanted to help people. I really
Yeah.
wanted to understand behavior, and which is why I pursued that as well as the leadership master's degree.
Mm.
And I believe that it's really hard though because it's not taught. So then they have to go get more education on how to run a business, more education on even having that muscle. See, they have the helping muscle. They just
Mm.
don't have the sometimes the creative muscle, which is why they think they want to start something, but they don't really know all the intricate parts of it. So there's a lot of trying to see if they could possibly be an entrepreneur, which is one reason why that the escape strategy that I offer is also for counselors who want to break into coaching. So I
Mm.
have a whole certification process for that to show them business skills, help them build a firm foundation for their practice. There's a lot that's not taught. Um, Even to run a practice, I think they don't even see themselves as business owners or CEOs. And I have to remind people that you're a CEO, you're a business owner with a practice. It's just those words are not shared. It's like, go get a practice. You can see 20 people, maybe 25. You're pushing if you see 30.
Yeah.
That's what, and you're sitting in a room and you're not networking. Do
Mm-mm.
you know how many times I was in a group practice and they were like, y'all having fun in there? I was like, how do you know? We can hear your laugh. And I was like, but I must not be meant to be around all y'all because I'm supposed to be having some joy in my sessions. But they're accustomed to
Yeah.
staying in the room, not networking. But that wasn't ever me. I have a business degree as well, so I always wanted to figure out how I could get more than what they said that I would be able to have.
Yeah. 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 I mean, there's certainly a sliding scale. There are the helpers who want to run a pro bono organization, basically. They think that is the way. And then there are therapists, for example, that want to maximize profitability, and those are there. And on the whole, I think in this industry, if it's a pendulum, it tends to swing on the side of the heart work rather than the
Yes,
the business acumen work. And you
yes.
you you know that well. That's
Even
there's not a,
me, I had to change my state of being to be able to do this. That I'm
yeah,
idealistic and think I could just help people. But
yeah,
like we said before, I have a 7-year old and I'm a single mom. I can't
yeah,
11-year old, and I'm a single mom. I can't do that.
yeah,
Some people can do that, but it's just not my reality. So if you have the support around you, a lot of them do have support
mm,
around them, the two income households, family money, and those kind of things, then they
yeah,
can. But for
yeah.
others, not so much.
So what's something you had to learn or that you applied when you were on your journey of, hey, I I get the good work, but I also need to promote this. Like what's a change you had to adopt or make that helped you along that
Almost
way?
losing my house about 3 or 4 times.
Mm.
Getting a medical situation happen that I couldn't work, even doing counseling,
Mm.
because I couldn't even get out of the bed at all. So then there was no income coming in at all.
Mm.
And I had to have something else that was happening. So I started automating. I started creating courses. I wrote a book because I needed money to still be coming through even when
Yeah.
I can't work
Yeah.
is what happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah, out in the wild, there's no trapeze net in the wild, so it does it does add the alertness, the focus that is probably necessary to really make change. And you stop caring about a lot of things when you have that laser focus, and you start caring about some things, and you make them happen because they have to happen. It sounds like that's what you did, is you responded to life and you leveled up because you needed to. There wasn't a choice. I mean, there was one other choice. It
Yes.
is, it's like, well, let all that go and let it all burn down and lose the house and all that, and that's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. And I, life, I think that all the stories that I've heard, those transformational stories, that's what happened. Somebody
Yeah,
either got sick or they lost it all.
yeah,
That's what, listen, think about these stories.
yeah,
And then they wised up, because you can both be a person of integrity that is, what I did was, it was a shift in how I thought about it.
okay,
I am not a helper. A helper is someone's particularly giving and they not give anything back. Now I'm a partner in their
hmm,
movement.
yes,
So they understand and I understand, in this partnership, you need to pay me what I deserve to be here with the expertise, all the expertise that I have.
yeah,
And you receive that by, this is the partnership that we have. And your win is my win, and you pay me for that. And that's
yeah.
just the way that our world works. So we have to live that in that way.
Hmm. Yeah, and that can be hard. I mean, there's a lot of hooks that money can put in us, and a lot of nostalgic residue that money can put in us. Depending on your experiences with it, um, and that's something that, when it comes to being profitable, to charging a profit above and beyond simply the hours of your work, it can almost feel unfair. You're almost feeling like, well, I'm asking for more than I should, because really, I mean, the work is X and the dollars should be Y. And, instead, uh, there are different ways to look at it, certainly to do that math. And so you're saying, yeah, it's a reasonable expectation of profit. And there's a beautiful analogy that is not mine, but it's the idea of charging a premium. And um, the best companies that charge a premium, or I should say, the companies that do the best job of charging a premium, that's the right way to say it, are insurance companies. You pay a premium every month. And what is a premium except for insurance against risk? So when you have your expertise and you have your work, and you know that the outcomes are there, and you know that you're contributing to somebody's success, then yeah, charge a premium if that's the business model and the community you want to serve, because it's not just profit, but it's insurance against risk of all the other alternatives.
Yes, definitely. And, I know that in doing how everybody has like 15 to 30 minutes of a time to spend with a person, for that person to a consultation where they let you know what they're going to be able to offer. The way that it feels the best for me is to do try on sessions, which means
Mm,
it's not a consultation. We're not going to even talk about my services. We'll talk about that at the very, very end, and I'll send you a follow up email. But actually, I want to show you what it will be like to be with me,
mm,
because it's all about relationship.
yeah,
And if you feel
yeah,
like you can be in a relationship with me, then you will continue to work with me. And that's how
yeah.
I've always gotten all of my clients. They convert easily once they get a trial on session. And I do that for everybody. Everybody can get a free trial session, and you can walk away with a solution and don't ever have to come back. But it's because you say, "Oh, I don't have a relationship like that. I need a relationship like that." And then they'll come back.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. That's smart. That's beautiful, and a great through line of your brand. And to me, a brand is a promise of what you're going to expect. So when they walk in the door for the onboarding session, boom, you're not hitting them with a menu of line items that they can pick from based on their problems. You're delivering the first steps of the brand experience, and that's certainly an advantage for you. You mentioned try on therapy, which is your brainchild that you launched at one of the first, if not the first, mental health marketing
The
conference,
second.
and the second. Okay, good. I wasn't there at the time. I'll remember that. And and then last year you changed the game by running a try on group therapy session, and we're going to be doing try on group therapy sessions again. We'll talk about those logistics offline, but I'm super stoked about that. But real quick, why did you start that at the conference or launch it at the conference? And then what was different, if anything, about the group therapy try on experience last year? I thought it was powerful. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in the room. There was some little sniff sighs and things like that and some tears, but and you talked about burnout. I think this year we're going to talk imposter syndrome and things, but why'd you start it, and then what was different last year for you?
Yeah, so I went to the first mental health marketing conference, and I was still at Lipscomb University when the mental health marketing conference came. So I was able to get in for free as a student, and I was just so excited. So because it kind of tapped into my business degree, I always enjoyed marketing.
Mm,
So I went and I noticed there was not that many counselors around, and they didn't really talk up to the counselors specifically about how to market their organizations, or even the counselors were not addressed. And also, I noticed that a lot of the marketers didn't have a good idea what happened in therapy. So I said,
mm,
I think they should try it. How can you market something without you at least trying therapy? But it kind of always goes back to how I am and how I move in life. Is I have that philosophy: try it, see if it fits, be fearless about moving. I actually wrote a book called Be on Top, Try on Philosophy, and learning how to read the signs of what's going on. You need relationship exposure, alignment, and to do no harm. And
mm,
so I that philosophy I brought into creating a space for people to sign up and get a 15-minute immersive learning experience of what it's like. So I brought in all my therapist colleagues, and they provided the 15-minute sessions, and that ran like between breaks and like right before a session, because they're only 15 minutes. All right. And I got great feedback
mhm.
that everybody loved that part of the conference. So that was when Austin was operating, or maybe he is I don't know what his stance is yet. But he said that it was great, and he was fine with keeping letting it come. And so it's been going every time. It was not last year, but the year before, that I said, let's do group as well, because I noticed that a lot of people were not able to sign up because we didn't have enough spaces in the conference time. So ran two groups, and those were like super duper hit, because I even got a picture of like all the people that came out of the group therapy session, and they were still standing and talking, and
Yeah.
they were talking about work stress then. And I said, wait a minute, we may need to do this again. So it's that I said to Steve, let's do it on stage, because nobody knows what happens in a group session unless you're part of the group session. Why not let people experience it?
Mhm.
And I brought up there because I did not want to have like the people participants um, to do it. I wanted
Mhm.
maybe the therapists to do it because they were on stage. Now this
Yeah.
year you have an opportunity to come up and talk about imposter syndrome, but last year was all therapists and coaches that were on the stage, and we talked about burnout, which is great to talk about counselors, because a lot of counselors are burnt out,
Yeah.
especially in community mental health
Yeah.
organizations. But a lot of people resonated with that because marketers are burnt out, CEOs are burnt out, and no one talks about the specifics of it until you get there. Well,
Mm.
how about we figure out how to not get there?
Yeah.
So I'm all about prevention in the way that I live my life. Why do we have to wait before everything just goes haywire before we do something. So, yes, and the difference was it was on stage and everybody enjoyed it. I had so many people come and
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
excited that it occurred, and there was talks about many things and how it can continue. And I
Mm,
hope that
love that.
people experience it this year.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And that was powerful. I loved that moment in time at the conference last year. I can't wait for this year working with you. You are a true partner. You've been my virtual hug, just to wrap this up, is that I'm thankful for you, Erica Nurture Kesse. You can find her on LinkedIn, find her lots of places. And you have been truly supportive. And you have been a helper along the way too. I know you've been generous with your time and your resources, and you've started things up at the conference even before my time there. And hopefully we get Austin back to co-host again. We have a lot of fun, but it's always wonderful to see you in the hallways doing your magic and doing your good work. So thank you. Where do people
Oh,
find you
thank you so
online?
much.
What do you want to wrap up? Where can people connect with you and find you? Your website or your social? Tell us about that.
Yes, you can find me, just put in your URL, healyourselfgrow.com. Healyourselfgrow.com. Easy for you to be able to find it. Healyourselfgrow.com. And it'll take you to everywhere that I am: LinkedIn, Clubhouse, all the places, because it's my virtual and digital business card.
Is Clubhouse good? Is that productive use of time?
Yes.
I was just having a coffee with somebody and they said they were talking about Clubhouse. They've kind of stepped away from it, but they were like hammering like amazing outcomes and productivity out of Clubhouse. And
I
it sounds
convert
like you're on
a
it too.
lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool. I'll check it
You
out. That's
convert.
something.
It's easier to convert. They get a feel for you. They you bring in your expertise. You say you can. I have a room there called
Hmm.
Honoring Myself. I'm in all these places. It's called Honoring Myself. I have a place people can listen, and people purchase things. If you go in there and you are wanting to convert something, that's the place. It will happen for you.
Take them to church
Yep.
in a business acumen kind of way.
Yes.
All right.
This has been so amazing, Steve. I love
Yeah,
spending time with you.
I
I
love spending
appreciate
time
you
with you.
calling me a partner, because I am. I don't know if you know, but maybe you do. I am ride or die about mental health marketing conference. I,
You are.
as long as you keep doing it, I was so hurt when we didn't do it that last time. I was just like, but I am here. And if you
Oh,
need anything, let me know. I'm not You are an amazing partner. I want to be of service to you as much as possible because,
oh,
like, you can't reap. Oh, let me just give a shot. I want to do a plug for the Mental Health Marketing Conference. It has leveled me up every year. It has allowed me to be an even better advocate for mental health services and obtaining it. And then all the people there are marketers or people who are interested in marketing. So they know how to market. Like, have you been to a conference and it's like nobody's like interacting with each other? No, that's not what you're going to experience the mental health marketing conference. And you get access to, it's like, I've never been to a conference that gave you so many things. You can go take a picture with a dog, hug a dog. You're gonna have this amazing panel about youth. You're gonna it's just like so many surprises and education. And it just makes me so proud. And I will never ever stop attending
oh.
and doing whatever possible to make sure that the vision of the mental health marketing conference continues. I am here in the car riding this ride wherever it's going to go because I believe in you. I believe that you have really made it magical in the direction that you have taken it. Also, I see how you market it. It's just, you can tell you're passionate about it and you're good. You're so good at the work. Also, I like the virtual space that was there last year too. So
Mm.
anyway, I said all the things.
Thank you. I just bow to you for doing a shameless plug for the conference that I could never do. And I don't know how to follow that except thank you, Erica. It's generous and it is magical. I can't take the credit for all that, but it is a very wonderful space. So I can't wait to see you there in September. And everybody go to healyourselfgrow.com and connect with Erica. You will only benefit from that. And with that, I think we're gonna sign off.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. See you soon.